is
That's hot.
Oh, yeah.
Fitzy and
Sweet as.
Whipper.
Welcome to the podcast, guys. You've got a new theory, Fitz, on how to catch a cheater. You can test it out on your own wife. I'm going to reveal all in the podcast, but let's just say it's something easy that you and I can do where you ask
Go
it.
through their phone,
No, that's not it.
catch them cheating.
No. So,
No?
do you mean like walk in and they're
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
doing
yeah,
it with the gardener?
What if you just ask them, are you cheating on me? Is that a good way to find out if they are?
Yeah, they could still lie.
Yeah,
This, which is called the water bottle technique, is like nothing I've ever heard
Where
of
do you
before.
put it?
Huh?
What?
No. It's completely different. You'll just have to listen to the podcast. Try it out on your own loved one.
The Fitzy and Whipper podcast.
Genius water bottle hack right here to find out if your partner might be cheating on you. This has gone viral overnight. It's huge, guys. The talk has just blown up over this one. Amanda's come out and said this is the ultimate test, and it's a very, very simple one to do. So let's say you're suspecting your partner of cheating on you. What you got to do is, he says, you go and buy a water bottle, right, that she hasn't seen before. Just a standard water bottle that you might carry around and drink from during the day. You buy your water bottle. Now, the next thing you do, he says, he recommends that you place it somewhere in your partner's car. Now what you do is pretend to stumble across it yourself. So if you can imagine, Lisa's just pulled up at the house, then I open the other car door and hop in and I see a water bottle there that I've planted, right? So from that moment, he says what you need to do next is you need to hand it over to her and say, and you need to use these exact words, here's your water bottle. So then it only works if you say that clearly so that you think it's definitely there. So you're going to sell it in. Here's your water bottle, right? If they don't have anything to hide from you, Daniel says your partner will have no issue saying, that's not my water bottle. But if they have been unfaithful, then they'll accept it and go, oh, thanks so much. Because they'll panic in that moment and think, was that so-and-so, the person that I'm cheating with, was it their water bottle?
What if you have numerous water bottles, though, and you just don't know?
Well, you would know it's your water bottle then.
No, but we would have 15 water bottles at home that everyone uses.
Well, buy one that's really different then. I mean, in your situation, I'm sorry you've got 15 water bottles.
But let's say I did it
Buy
on
one,
BJ,
yeah.
and I honestly believe if I said to BJ, here's you, and you know, the acting would be over the top. Here's your
water bottle.
She would go, okay, thanks, honey. No worries. Ooh, cheater. Absolute
So
cheater.
in that
It's
moment-
over. What are you talking about?
Walk out of the
You
house.
just accepted the water bottle.
She's cheating.
So-
So, okay, for your situation, because you've got a collection of water bottles, find one that is clearly not her water bottle, right? Like, I don't know, put anything that's completely different.
Right.
One with a flower
Just
on it.
one with
a
the word
Superman.
cheater on it?
No, not with a cheater on it. She'll be onto the experiment, because I know she listens to the show too. She's a huge fan. So you need to get a different water bottle, then put it in the car and go, hey, here's your water bottle.
Yeah,
And
but
then if
see-
she says, thanks, honey, got her. Kick her out of the house immediately, call your lawyer,
If you're cheating with someone,
file for divorce.
I don't think the person's leaving their water bottle in your car, are they?
But you might, what you could do, Fitz, is you could even plant it on the floor.
Yeah.
So they obviously don't know. And then you go, oh, water bottle's under the seat. Here's your water bottle. Remember that phrase. Got to be very clear with those words.
Yeah.
Here's your water bottle. Oh, thanks so much. Got you.
Okay.
You
All
big,
right.
you big cheater.
Are we going to try? We should try this personally, I suppose.
It's
Shouldn't
a
we?
good idea, yeah. Do you want to try it and I'll try it?
Yeah. Can we get a free water bottle out of this? We've only got 15 at home.
Tom, where are we going to get these water bottles from that say cheater on them?
That's all right. I'll sort that.
I think we used all the budget over in LA, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. We blew that. We can't afford water bottles anymore. I was too busy buying Tom little statues.
Book for Holiday U this summer.
Because Aussies act a little different on holidays. More daring, relaxed, and sometimes more fancy.
And What If has all kinds of accommodation to suit your style.
Book your next getaway on the What If app. What If? It's Aussie for travel.
Over the weekend, right? So Lenny is, he's trying to... I do like his entrepreneurial wit at the moment because he's trying to make money here and there. He's trying to
NFTs.
save money, but he's also trying to donate a lot of money. He's into the World League for Protection of Animals.
Okay.
And there's a cat adoption and shelter in Gladesville, and he wants to donate a bit of money to that. So over the weekend, I was having a good chat to him. He's got some good Pokemon cards.
Is he?
So kids out there, Pokemon. The thing is, though, even his mates aren't really into it as much as they used to be, which is great for the parents because we're not forking out $10 for a pack of Pokemon cards.
Yeah, but
anymore.
I reckon I'm where you were sort of 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Because my boys have now gone, oh, Dad, this one's got the power of 20. Oh. Have a look at this Pokemon. This is my most powerful Pokemon. What does that mean?
So we... do you know what? I need to get Lenny on to talk about this, don't I?
What's he doing?
Well, because
What's he got going on?
he's got this amazing card. He got it from Mum and Dad for Christmas. And I didn't believe him, but he's like on eBay going, Dad, have a look at how much this costs. I don't know what the card... Can we ring Lenny? Give him a call, Jess.
Call him on his mobile.
See how he's going.
He might be out for a jog.
Oh, no. Lendo! Oh, no. What has he done? Lenny!
Hi.
Oh, hello,
there he
mate.
is.
Oh, there he
Hey,
is.
Lenny, you're live on the radio, buddy.
Hey, it's your dad. Whipper's here as well. Tom's here as well.
Hey, Lenny.
Hi.
Hi. Hey, Lenny, what's the rare Pokemon card that you have?
Oh, well, there's one, and it's called Rayquaza VMAX Ultra.
Yeah, Rayquaza.
Rayquaza.
I don't know what Rayquaza
it's-
does, but it's VMAX.
Rayquaza.
And it's special. It's so rare, isn't it?
Yeah.
Does any other kids at school have this card, Lenny?
Oh, no, but they have Rayquaza VMAX, but not Ultra.
Yeah, so this is a rare one, right? So Lenny tells me that, Dad, it's worth a bit of money. So what we do, we go onto a website and we go to Good Gaming at Ride there, and you can go in there and you can get your cards appraised and you can sell it.
Okay.
So Lenny was like, Dad, I really want to go and help out the cat adoption and shelter in Gladesville, and he wanted to save a little bit of money himself. So we went into Good Gaming, didn't we? And you go onto this computer, and what you do, it tells you how much the card is worth. And
Right.
Lenny, can you tell everyone out there how much the card's worth?
Oh, well, altogether I had 5 cards.
Yep.
Altogether it was $770.
$770 for a
For the
kid.
5 cards.
So he's hit the jackpot,
Oh,
right?
my God, Lenny, you're running hot.
Now, unfortunately, Lenny, we find out that 3 of those cards you can't sell because they've already got a lot of them, haven't they?
Yeah.
Yep. So we focus on the Rayquaza VMAX card.
VMAX, yeah.
That is worth individually $580. Lenny's licking his lips. Right, he's thinking, this is cash time for me here. Mm-hmm. Lenny, can you then tell everyone, as the guy's inspecting the card, what happened?
Well, we saw like a little chip at the top, a little white bit, and it was like a teensy-weensy chip, and he looked at it and he said there's like a little chip. So, and then they said they couldn't take any damaged cards, so they couldn't buy it.
So, Lenny, so there was this, I didn't even see it. It was a tiny little dent up the top. The guy looks at Lenny and I and he goes, I'm sorry to tell you, boys, we don't buy damaged cards.
Do you know what, Lenny? I reckon, for one, tell him to get stuffed.
No.
Secondly, you got the wrong place to sell it. Now put it on eBay. It might not be worth $580, but there could be $400 or $300 in it. It's still a win on the one card, buddy.
Yeah.
Can you tell everyone, though, you did sell one card. So, Lenny, what did you walk away with?
$9.
Hey, that can feed a cat for an hour.
He thought he was on the way there.
That's
he
not
was
fair,
talking
Lenny.
about what he was going to do with the coin, and I thought, well, this is great, you know. And you know what? There's a bit of charity. He's going to save a little bit himself here. He walks away with $9.
That's a kick in the pants, Lenny, but better
And
than
he
nothing.
says-
You've still got your card, though. Just sell it on the black market.
And then I said
Yeah.
to him, why don't we save this money? And he said, can I get a wagon wheel on the way home? And we saved the money, which was good. But, mate, we're going to have to go back. I think you're right. Whipper's right. Uncle Whipper's right. We might have to put it up on eBay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, Parramatta might buy it, but I don't think they will.
Yeah,
Super
I
Road.
know a few people out at Parramatta and
They'll buy anything.
they'll buy anything. There's a few dodgy things out there.
Well done, Lenny.
Oh,
Good luck,
well-
buddy.
Thank you.
Oh, we love you, mate.
He's shattered. Finally, he was going to.
There's a chip in the card. So someone's dropped it walking down the stairs once or something.
Finally, he was going to fend for himself. He's got his first job. I was going to charge him rent to stay at the house and
Kick
that as
him
well.
out. How old is he?
Well, this is the thing. If he doesn't get a job in a couple of weeks, the rental crisis is pretty tough at the moment.
The Fitzy and Whipper podcast.
Can we talk about having a child for the first time? Isn't it? It's an amazing moment. I mean, you're freaking out as well because you're inexperienced. You don't know what to expect. You got the support base around you with your family. But you know what? I think it brings your relationship closer together.
Oh, yeah. You learn patience really fast.
Because you're going through this together.
Mm-hmm.
You're there for each other. You're holding each other's hand, even though I was fast asleep because it went for 23 hours.
Too long.
In and out. And then, you know what? You look at each other, there's emotion, there's tears, and you go, we finally did it.
On the last one, I remember when Francesca was born, I looked at Lisa and said, we could do this again. It was such a great moment. And then she said, I did it. And I went, good point. We're not doing it again. As it turns out, she did 99% of the work, but I was there.
But when you're looking into each other's eyes and you've got a child that is crying there in front of you and there is tears, there's emotion, you look at each other and when the man then says, do you know what, it's now 8 o'clock at night. Is it all right if I still go and catch up with the boys later on tonight?
Timing is everything, isn't it?
Timing is everything. And if you've got a story of your husband maybe ducking off pretty quickly after you had a child to go and do something else, 13 24 10, I would like to hear from you.
I still get in trouble because Bronte gave birth at about 9 p.m. and the nurses said there's no point you staying here in the suite because you'll just be tired tomorrow. So just come back tomorrow. And I took come back tomorrow as to be come back refreshed.
Right.
And so I then, we get up very early every day, so I had the opportunity to probably have one last sleep in. So I had a bit of a sleep in and then I thought, well, if I've got to come back refreshed, I should probably go to the gym before I go to the hospital. And then wouldn't it be sweet if I then bought some B&E rolls and some coffees, and so then waltzed in, triumphantly at 11:15. And just went, hey, babe, let's go. I'm refreshed.
I feel
and
great.
I've got coffee and B&E rolls. And
How did you sleep?
I'm still in trouble.
Doesn't go down well, does it? I mean, you think about it. You know what? You are celebrating. It's the best. You are celebrating, and then you just think everything is going well. I mean, I've had stories of footballers who have been at the end of the footy season who have come back after drinking all day, been there for the birth, and then gone, well, I've got to go back for Mad Monday. I said, how can you do that?
It's Mad Monday.
Go and spend time.
How can you not? John Whipfley was famous for it as well because the minute I was born, he really wanted to have a boy and I was the second kid. So basically, Mum squeezed, he saw my doodle and ran out of the room and caught all his mates. I've had a boy. That was it. He disappeared for an hour.
My old man went back down to the Loxton Footy Club as well, and they fired the jukebox up again, put Rod Stewart on, Tonight Is the Night.
When you were born?
Yeah, when I was born.
And he
Dad
cried.
went straight back down to the footy club with all the boys after I was born. He said, well, I've seen the birth. I don't need to hang around anymore.
What else am I going to do?
This was, a mum's gone viral. This was 2 weeks after she had to have an emergency C-section, so she's still quite sore. This is 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not straight away, but 2 weeks later, her husband rang her and said, how are you going? Are you feeling okay? I'm coming home from work now. And she said, he said to her, hey, by the way, did you remember I booked in to go on that Bucks party over in Ibiza? This is from London to Ibiza. What are the odds I could still jump on that plane with the boys and go to that? And she said, are you serious? I still can't drive.
Did he say?
I'm still quite sore.
I'm joking.
And no, he said to her from the airport, well, unfortunately it's a little bit too late because I'm here with them now.
Oh, he's put in the call. He's put in the call when he's around everybody, so she doesn't want to look like the bad egg. Very tactical on his behalf.
He's 2 weeks after the birth, jumped on a plane to Ibiza and had the weekend of his life.
You're right. If it's a C-section, you're not meant to lift anything. You can't drive for 4 to 6 weeks. You're in all sorts of pain.
She's just
You're
had a
bedridden
child.
with a babe on your boob.
Claudia from French's Forest, how quickly did he go out after the baby was born, Claude?
Oh, morning, guys. I'm a midwife, or I used to be a midwife, and this lady had a really complex labour, and as soon as the baby was on the mum's chest, he kissed her goodbye and said, "Darl, I'm just going to go to the pub."
I'm just going to go to the pub. But it makes it sound like he hadn't even lined up a celebration. He just wanted to go to the pub by himself.
I think he was just nervous after the whole labour, but didn't really think it through. And I think the mum was just in shock from it all. She didn't even know how to respond.
No, see, Claudia, the other thing I did too, which I reckon was smarter than racing out the door to the pub, was I took a bottle of whiskey in with me. So I stayed the night beforehand because Lisa was getting induced very early in the morning. So then that night I slept in the same room with her and had a couple of little whiskeys.
By yourself.
Yeah.
At least you were there.
Well, Claudia, he
You can do it without alcohol
Well, he
too,
could have
fellas.
just lied. Just say I'm going to get a coffee and come back a couple of hours later.
I need to...
She would have noticed.
Yeah, that's
He
right.
stumbles in from topping up the parking meter.
All right, 13, 24, 10. How quickly did he duck off after you had a child? Ladies, come on, 13, 24, 10. I want to hear from you.
Top him in.
Ash in Hornsby, how quickly did he go out after the baby was born?
Hey guys, so this one didn't actually happen to me. This one happened to my mum. So when I was born, my mum had an emergency C-section, and it was quite a bit of an ordeal. And not long after, Dad travelled 40 minutes north to watch his local soccer team.
He just took off.
Oh, yeah.
Straight after you were born, he's gone to watch his local team.
Within a couple of hours. So Mum's obviously there, not able to move, in a lot of pain. It's her first child. And Dad just said, hey, sorry, Dad, I'll go up and support the local soccer team.
Yeah, you got to love the World Game.
It's understandable. I mean,
Might have been a big game.
you've got to support. I suppose you could get the results at half time and then maybe at full time.
With the baby coming out.
Just by ringing somebody.
Oh, of the soccer game. Wayno, welcome to the show. How quickly did they leave after the baby was born?
G'day, lads. Long time listener, first time caller.
You're beautiful, Wayno.
I basically cut the cord and walked out.
Oh, okay. So your job was done?
Yeah, well, this over in New Zealand. I was driving truck. I was about 11 hours away from home when I got the call. So I raced up there and walked in just to watch my favourite playground burn to the ground and caught him, cut the cord, walked back out because my truck was half blocking the road.
Okay. So, Wayno, after the...
Did you then find a park, Wayne, and go back in, or did you go and have a couple of beers?
Oh, well, I parked up around the corner and had a couple of sneaky beers in the truck before I went back in.
Gee, what sort of truck were you driving, Wayno?
B-double.
Oh, really? Big unit. How many gears on that, mate?
18.
Kenworth?
Yep.
Yeah, nice rig. Really nice rig.
How many gears did your wife go through having your child, Wayne? I think that would have been harder for her.
Yeah, she really wasn't happy in the end of it.
Yeah. Wayno, sorry to hear about your favourite
She
player.
really didn't like the fact that I asked the doctor to put a couple extra stitches in.
Okay, Wayne, you
Wayne,
can relax,
well,
mate.
Wayne,
You've done
there's-
enough for today, Wayne.
If we need any truckie gear, we've got Wayne's number now. Oh, my gosh.
Thanks, Wayne. You can
You
relax.
know what? It's one of the worst lines ever.
What's that?
Sorry.
Don't even repeat it.
When a guy says that.
I don't get it.
Beth's given us a call from Box Hill. Joe Beth, how are you? Your father-in-law. Tell us about him.
It's a bit of a backwards story. So he did get to the birth fine and stay, but he actually rocked up to the hospital late from being at the pub drunk. So my partner's name's actually spelt with one T for Matthew instead of two.
What's the name?
Matthew. Well, it's Matthew, really, with one T.
Oh, no. No.
He's rocked up after a few and spelt the name of the child wrong, Beth.
Yep.
Oh,
God, who gave the paperwork to Dad? That's a terrible idea. Thanks, Beth.
Let's go to Gay in Glenbrook. How quickly did he go after the baby was born, Gay?
He went pretty much straight away. We drove to the hospital and it was Easter, and then he decided he would turn around and go back and buy Easter eggs for the nurses. So I was sitting in the car in labour outside the 7-Eleven, and then we went back to the hospital and I gave birth, and he was a Qantas pilot and had a renewal due for the next day. And so he said, I've studied, do you mind if I go? And I went, whatever. So he went and left me with his mother-in-law who hated me.
Gay, are you still with him?
Yes.
Right. I wasn't sure if he took off with one of the nurses he'd given the Easter eggs to.
No. We're still together.
Oh my God, what a superstar. Honey, I got to fly.
What
literally.
about, I love Gay's reaction, though. I might get going. And she said, yeah, go and do what you have
Whatever.
to do. She wanted him out of there.
Keep your calls coming, 13 24 10. Oh, I didn't realise there were so many men that have let their women down in childbirth. Fellas, come on. We're getting dobbed
That
in
is
here.
unbelievable.
The Fitzy and Whipper podcast.
Yeah, we're exposing blokes this morning. Dog X. How quickly did he leave the hospital after the baby was born?
No, I didn't realise this was so common. I didn't think we were going to get as many calls.
We've
The
had-
phone lines have not stopped ringing.
Well,
I think you're viewing it the wrong way around.
What is it,
I
mate?
think that the topic should be...
It's not shame, is it?
How hard was it for the dad to leave so soon after the baby was born? Because we got home on a Wednesday and men's comp at the golf club is Thursday mornings. And so I wanted to just pop out and play 6 hours of
Did you
golf
play, mate?
the morning after.
Did you
and,
play?
and Bronte was a bit off the idea, but I was like, no. It's important that I get a bit of me time after such an emotional journey.
Did you play?
I was putting on my golf shoes and I started crying. I felt really
you miss
bad
golf so much?
about leaving. And Bronte was like, hey, it's okay. It's really sweet that you're so upset about leaving the child. And I said, thank you for understanding that I now need to go and play 6 holes of golf while driving to the course crying.
Can't believe you went through that, mate.
And I had 29 points, and that made me cry too, but that's another story.
Sam in Botany, how quickly did he leave after the baby was born, Sam?
Hey, it was about a week.
Where did he go, Sam?
He went to Queensland. So I had an emergency C-section on the Saturday, the 21st of September. Lost over 4 litres of blood, had a uterus collapse.
Oh, my God.
My God.
I got out on the following Friday. He was in Queensland that Friday evening.
Was it
I had to go to my parents' house.
Sam, was the boat show on, Magic Millions? What was he needed for?
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't even ask. I was like, I even had the groom calling me. And it was just like, you'll be right. You'll go to your parents' house for the weekend. You know, you'll be fine.
Schoolies week is fun no matter what age you're.
Unbelievable.
What a stinker.
Oh, thanks. That's one up your sleeve, Sam. Let's go to Sean now in Kings Langley. How quickly did he leave after the baby was born?
Mine's more like how quickly or how hard is it to turn up on time. I was told like I'm going into, they're going to induce me. So I called him at work at 4 o'clock and I was like, hey, like they're going to induce me tonight. They said come back to the hospital at 8. And he's like, yep, no worries. I'll see you after work. And I get to hospital, 10 o'clock rolls around and in walks a very drunk man.
Still not. What was he? He wasn't in his work clothes still, Sean, was he?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
So he walks in and he's like, whoa, why is that lady so loud? Because you know how women like to walk the halls to get through their labour.
Yeah.
And he makes a comment at this poor lady. He walks into my labour room and this is, you know, I've already started obviously. And my labour was 16 hours, ended in emergency cesarean.
Yeah.
Mid-labour, he's like, can you just quiet down a little bit? Like, it's very loud in here.
Oh, he shushed you.
Shushed.
And he fell asleep for 10 hours of it, and then it turned into an emergency cesarean. And then, because obviously he's then hungover, we're in the room, and he's gagging, about to vomit in the emergency room of the
he was that
cesarean, and
drunk.
they're like about to kick him out.
Oh, no. Did he apologise, Sean? That's
Look,
terrible. You're still with
I
him?
kind of found it funny because all his mates text him from work and were like, look, it's our fault. We were like, let's wet the baby's head before it comes. I was like, no, it's not your fault. He chose to do this.
No.
Sean, has he got better over the years, Sean?
Well, let me tell you, with the second one, that was a planned cesarean, and they did. Got there at 6 a.m. to have the planned cesarean, but because there was emergencies happening, I didn't get in until 5 p.m. And as you know, you've got to fast before the 6 o'clock for 12 hours.
Yeah.
So at that stage, I hadn't eaten for like 24 hours, hadn't had any water, and he was like, I'm really hungry, and I was like, okay, go get something to eat. But he decided to bring the food back to my room and eat it.
You got yourself a winner, Sean.
Sounds like a keeper.
Why would you do that to a heavily pregnant woman?
Oh,
who hasn't eaten in 24 hours?
Are you still happily married, Sean?
Yeah, we are.
Well,
Sean, you're not the Sean that went out with Tom Ivey, are you? Remember, Tommy, you dated Sean a couple of times? You dated a girl called Sean?
No.
The Brisbane receptionist.
Sean's
That's
had a
not-
child and married.
Yeah, but she may have moved on since Tom.
No, mate.
Tom, you flew her in. You paid for her
Oh,
flights.
that's
and
awesome. Any other great stories from
Remember
you
that?
today?
I shan't
No.
go down that
And
road.
then you said,
Yeah,
no, I'm not
that's
interested
awesome.
because she was racist.
Good on you, mate.
Oh,
Good on you, mate.
my
so that's
Well
not
done.
the Sean. That's a different Sean.
That's awesome.
Okay, I just thought we had an old friend on the show.
Another dog act. Oh, what a loser.
The Fitzy and Whipper podcast.
Here's a juicy one for you. You may have seen in the news overnight. A mother has received a hefty fine for texting while driving on a busy highway. What was this? 5 demerit points gone and $362.
5 demerits.
Bang.
Okay, yeah, so texting is...
It's an interesting one. Here's the complication, and here's the argument, because she's now put her hand up and said, hang on a minute, that's not exactly correct. Because she said, well, I wasn't using a mobile phone. Instead, and I'll show you the photo Fitz, that's her, because I've been caught with one of these cameras. Can you see what she's holding there? It looks like a mobile phone, right?
Yeah, it is.
Now, the photo that was taken of me, remember the shot where I did have my phone in my hand. I was in the wrong. I copped the demerits. I copped the fine, but I initially thought it was Lisa because the seatbelt was cutting across the chest and I could see some breasts.
Yeah.
And I went,
cleavage.
no, honey, that's you. And then I realised they were my moves.
Unless Lisa's got hairy breasts, but I don't think she does.
No, she doesn't. I'm the one with the hairy norgs. What it turned out to be was not a mobile phone at all. It was a VTech Bluey Ring phone, which you can buy for about $20. Looks a bit like a mobile phone, but just plays silly sounds.
I'm sorry, that's still 5 demerits.
It's not a mobile phone.
It doesn't matter.
It's not a mobile phone.
She's looking at something and she's using her thumb.
She's not looking at it. And it states
What has she got it in her hand for?
Because she's handing it to the kid out of her handbag. So here's what it says.
That's still a fine.
New South Wales states drivers are prohibited from using a mobile phone for video calling, texting, email, internet use such as social media or photography, unless the car is parked. She's come out and said that Bluey toy is none of the above. So you can't fine me 5 demerit points and $362 because I'm not on a phone.
I disagree.
I'm on a Bluey toy.
She's still going to the handbag. She's got it in her hand and she's not passing it back to the kid. That looks like she's in front of it. It looks like she is texting.
It does. It looks exactly like she's using a mobile phone. Transport New South Wales and Revenue New South Wales are going to review the penalty notice. They've said, well, you might have a claim here because you're not actually on the phone.
Well, it comes down to common sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, but where is common sense? Like, here's the thing. Tommy and I were just talking about this because I said, I don't know where the law is here. And we have discussed this before on the show. But if I'm eating a sausage roll, right, I'm not thinking about it. I'm not looking at the sausage roll. I'm holding it and then I'm stuffing it in my mouth. Now, if I was to put sauce on the sausage roll, that becomes a more complicated task.
Yes.
I would suggest that common sense would say don't put sauce on your sausage roll while driving when you're meant to have hands on the wheel.
If you got busted by a camera with a sausage roll in your hand eating it, would you get done?
I don't know.
Yeah.
13 24 10 if you know where the rule is. Like if I'm holding something, if I'm holding a pen in my other hand for some reason, is that breaking the law?
Well, if you're writing an essay at the time, yeah, it is.
Well, I'd
whilst
be
driving.
on ChatGPT while I'm driving. But I don't know.
What about holding a coffee? That would be quite common.
I would suggest that is more dangerous than possibly eating a sandwich because the coffee could be too hot. All of a sudden, you're distracted by the burn on your mouth and you're not focusing on the road.
Juggling?
Don't juggle when you're driving. By all means, do not juggle. 13 24 10, where is the law here?
I mean, if someone has been busted by a camera doing something else than being on your phone whilst driving, I'd love to know if you've been busted for that.
Why don't we get Matt de Groot, our traffic pig, to get in his car and drive through as many cameras as possible, just holding a donut in his left hand, and see if the photo comes back and he's fined.
He's already trying to set up a water bottle in Bronte's car, I think, with your cheating story.
How to catch someone cheating. So true.
You're listening to the Fitzy and Whipper podcast.
Can we talk about Melissa Ware? She's from New Zealand, and Melissa was over visiting her sister up in Queensland, and she was... She was in the spare bedroom at home and she was asleep, and then all of a sudden she felt an enormous weight on top of her. She was panicked. Her sister and her husband were just panicked by the loud bang. It was pitch black. They had no idea what was going on. She couldn't see her sister. They've turned on the light. This is what I love about this photo. The ceiling has collapsed on her, but instead of helping her, they've taken a photo.
It does look funny. I mean, she's got plasterboard, insulation, and it's all dropped out of the ceiling. They look like some sort of mouldy acoustic tiles.
Oh, yuck. And you would also be freaking out that there's asbestos in there as well,
I
wouldn't
thought
you?
it was a photo out of Turkey, to be honest.
Well, it looks like Chelsea Handler a little bit, I thought.
Oh, my God.
So instead of helping her and getting the ceiling off her, they've taken a photo first. Is she laughing or is she in a fair bit of pain there?
Yeah, she's got a broken arm, I think. That's okay. She is... I think her scream's turning into laughter.
Yeah.
But you're right, Fitz. They've turned the light on. No one's helping her. We'll get the photo first, and then if you've made it through...
I had a mate who he would go surfing regularly over in Uluwatu, over in Bali, and he came back once and he had this huge scab on the top of his head. And I said, "Oh, mate, did you hit the reef?" He said, "No." He said, "Oh, we stay in a shack before we go surfing every day, and this shack was so run down. One night it was raining and it had leaked through the roof.
Yep.
And the ceiling fan was going because it was so hot, and it had leaked through the ceiling, and the ceiling fan, while it was going flat knackers, fell on top of him, took a nick off his head."
Awesome. Oh, amazing. Phil in DY, what fell on you when you were asleep, Phil?
G'day, legends. How you doing?
Yeah, not bad, buddy. What's your story?
Sort of not really fell. I had to go to a camping trip with my dad really early.
Yep.
I'm guessing that he didn't believe that I was going to get up as early as I was supposed to.
Yeah.
And so how I woke up is my dad quickly slamming open the door of my bedroom and throwing our family cat. And I'm just going, "Oh, no," and just quickly whacked up my forearms. And he just gone, "Meow." And I was like, "Oh, my God, what the hell?" He goes, "Wake up, it's time to go." And I'm like, "Why?"
Phil, we need to get you on a current affair. We've had the dog man before.
That is, you're the cat man.
But you are officially now the cat man after that.
We'll get that. We'll get that.
Thanks, Phil.
Thanks, Phil. Let's go to Jake in Ryde. What fell on you while you were asleep, Jake?
I had a family of spiders fall on my face and all over my bed.
Don't say that, Jake. Don't say that.
Yuck. So not
Never
just
been
one.
so scared in my life.
You had
It was
millions
in my
crawling.
mouth.
Oh, man.
So you're lying there, Jake, and what, from the ceiling?
Yeah. So I was in bed and I was itchy all of a sudden. And then I saw these dots on my pillows and I looked up and it was like a nest of spiders just jumping down on me like parachuting.
Oh, Jake.
That is a nightmare.
I wonder what
mate.
sort of spider it was.
I don't know. I just ran out, wanted to burn the place down.
Oh, spiders for brekkie.
Okay, Ali in Penrith. What fell on you while you were asleep, Ali?
I had been watching a movie at my boyfriend's house and I'd fallen asleep on the lounge, and we had big beams over the lounge, and my in-laws kept carpet snakes and they'd left the cages open, and one of them fell asleep on the beam, and it fell asleep, so it fell off the beam straight onto the lounge.
Oh, that would not sit well with me, Ali.
So
I wouldn't come over if it was out of its cage, so I didn't even know it was out.
So you woke up and the snake was there.
It landed on me.
Oh, that is a nightmare in itself, isn't it?
Yep.
I had a similar story, Ali, when I was camping one time, and a mate of mine had far too much to drink, and I woke up and saw something similar. He was urinating on me. That's a little bit different to falling on.
Yeah.
But
Slightly.
Yeah, it wasn't great. It wasn't really a good start to the camping trip first night.
I sometimes sleep, because I'm so long, I sleep and the end of my legs go off the edge of the bed.
How annoying.
Right, and sometimes the dog will come into the room. He'll go out and have a wee, and when he comes back into the room, he brushes past my feet. When
Right.
you're fast asleep, you
hate that.
honestly believe someone else is in the room.
Yeah, you would.
Mate, and we've got, the baseball bat that we got from that horror movie.
With the blood on it.
So there's been a couple of times where it is the weirdest feeling when you're completely naked and you've got a baseball bat and you're just standing in the room waiting to hear something and someone's in the room.
Your heart rate lifts. And you think, oh my God, who is in the house?
And unfortunately, I'm just beating down on BJ's legs. And I'm going, oh, no, it's not me. It's not me.
It's not her, it's the dog.
That's a really bad feeling. Fitzy, you're in the running for first class.
Oh,
Fitzy.
mate,
Hey, well
thanks so
done.
much for joining us, Fitzy. That's awesome, buddy.
The Fitzy and Whipper Show is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.